All right, we are officially live, back after a week of sickness, after a week of cough, flu, cold, respiratory inflammation. I'm officially back. I'm a new person. I completely reset. I probably didn't practice so much within this week as I wanted to give my body a bit of rest of all that happening. Anyway, ciao officially, thriving yoga teachers. Welcome to the Strength Challenge live on YouTube and on Instagram. Today is supposed to be week number 4, but we are still on week number 3, day 4. So this challenge is a journey where together we elevate our fitness level while progressing toward mastering advanced asana with strength, with grace, with ease. It's a celebration of movements to master coordination, agility, balance, mobility, core stability, and cardiovascular and respiratory endurance. The classes are from Monday to Friday, 2:30 p.m., 1-hour session. All you need is today, what you need today are 2 blocks, your yoga mat, and a bench or a chair to sit on to do our pistol squats. What else? Let me break down the class for you. The lower body, we start with 10 exercises targeting our legs, glutes, and core. We always warm up 2 minutes and then moving on to the first 10 exercises. We have 50 seconds active and followed by 10 seconds rest. That kind of high intensity training which develops a lot of endurance and strength in our body and in our mind as well. So what we do with the repetition that we do in our 50 seconds active, it's entirely up to us. So for example, today I'm just going back today after a week of not doing intense cardio training. So I'm going to take it very easily. I'm going to take it maybe a little bit slow. I want to bring more awareness into the movement instead of speed, for example. But as we increase and as we moving along those weeks, which today is week 4, we have 1 more week to go, so we have a 4th week to go. We can increase speed, but you can also stay aware. We can also bring a lot of body awareness in every movement we do, even though we increase the speed. After completing the lower body, we're moving on to the upper body, targeting the arms, the back, the shoulder, the neck, the core. And as well, same concept, we have 50 seconds on followed by 10 seconds rest. So repetitions are entirely up to you. Always prioritize safety and listen to your body, of course. If it hurts, means that you need to modify or skip that exercise. Just let me know in the comment below on YouTube, because on Instagram, unfortunately, I'm not gonna leave the live class on Instagram. So as soon as the live class is done, it's cancelled. So if you want to rewatch it, you can always rewatch it from YouTube. Anyway, so yeah, let me know in the comment below if you need any sort of modification in any exercises we do. And of course, as usual, you can download the PDF with all the exercises on my website. Everything is in the description below under the YouTube video. Anyway, let's get started and get stronger together. So the timer is right here. As I said, we're starting always with a bit of warm up and then we're moving on to the first exercises. Today is just hip flexion, rotation, extension, and all that jazz. Let's start with one leg to start with. So we're moving into flexion and extension of the hip, moving forward and backward. Bring that awareness on the standing leg, micro bend that knee. And what we want here is to have a lot of engagement in the core, a lot of awareness in the leg. I want you to notice if you're dorsiflexing your foot in order to have that leg engagement for the entire time. Flexion and extension. And then we're going into rotation, inward, just a couple of rotation, maybe 5, 4, and 5, and then we're moving outward. Some more rotation on the hips, warming up the hips joint. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Same thing on the other leg, flexion and extension of the hip. Let's do 30 seconds like that, and another 30 seconds we do a rotation. Engage through the core. Find your drishti point, your focus point on the floor to work on your balance as well. And then we're going outward, maybe 5 of those, 4, 3, 2, and 1, maybe inward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get ready for our first exercise. We take the kettlebell. If you don't have it, doesn't matter. We're going to squat, kettlebell swing. Open your toes, heels slightly tucked in. Moving your kettlebell shoulder height, and then moving backward, hinging from the hips, squatting down. Stay with your spine straight, and your neck is always an extension of your spine. Oh yes. We are officially warming up, entering to that phase. Almost there. 10 seconds, guys. You can do it. Next exercise, we don't need any props. So release, 10 seconds off. Courtesy squat to warrior 3. Start with your weak leg, moving into warrior 3. Stay with your neck, spine, and leg in one line, and then moving the back knee as close as possible to the outside of your standing leg ankle. Warrior 3 to curtsy squat. Warrior 3, raise that leg, stay with your upper in line with the leg, lower it down. Up and down. Stay with your core engaged. Last one. Here we go, guys. Let's move into the other leg right away. Get ready. Warrior 3 to curtsy squat. Warrior 3, neck in line with the spine, spine in line with the leg. And then bring the right knee outside of your left ankle or left calf. If you can't lower down that much, that's perfectly fine. And up. Lower down, coming up. Engage through the glute, engage through the leg. I haven't mentioned it before, we're going to repeat those 10 exercises 2 times for the lower body and 2 times for the upper body. So we're going to take it a little bit more gentle. Normally we did in the previous week 3 times, but you can always rewind it and you can do more sets. So here we're going into squat jumps. If you feel like doing squat jumps, you're more than welcome. Today I'm taking it very easily, so instead I do heels raised. Up, squat down, up, squat down. Maybe I do 3 and then maybe I do 1 jump, 2 jumps, let's see. Up and down. It can never be too easy for me. I always have to bring a little bit of spice. Down and maybe a few jumps. 3 and then up, down, up, down 3 and last one. Nice. And then we're going into pistol squat. Find your chair, find your bench. We're moving on to start over with your weaker leg, coming down and coming up. This is like a preparation of your pistol squats. Up and down. Try to always have that core engaged and try to build strength on your quad instead of building momentum. So work more with your strength than momentum. Try to really engage every single muscles as you're coming up and as you lower down. Slow it down if that's too fast for you. Just simply follow what your body allows you to do today. Today I'm going to be very extremely aware that I can't push, even though I feel very energized because it's been a restful week. I have to be very careful not to push too much because I don't want to overwhelm my system. That's the truth. Oopsie. Here we go. How you guys doing? Oh yes. I can totally feel it. So the next exercise, if you want to level up a little bit more, you can take your kettlebell again. Otherwise, you can do it gentle with me, and we can do deep squats. Normally it's with the weight. So you have a weight here and we do deep squats, but of course, entirely up to you. So what are we doing? We're going to malasana pretty much, and then coming up, hips in line with the shoulders and with your legs, and lower down. So we don't want to overarch your hips and push your hips forward. We want to stay in line, still squeezing the glutes. Breathe into that exercise, breathing into your quads, into your hips, into every sensation of your body. How are you guys going? All right, we're moving on to lunge to standing split. Always try to build strength on your hamstring instead of momentum. So as you raise the leg up, find that strength in your hamstring and then low lunge. Here we go. Do your best. When you're coming into your lunge, draw 2 90-degree angles with your legs and stay with your trunk upright. Up. Feel that opening on your hips as you're moving up into standing split. Feel the strengthening on your quad or your front quad as you're moving into lunge. Whoopla! Nice. Moving on to the other leg right away. Moving into lunge, standing split. Getting ready. Here we go. Lower down, standing split. Lower down as much as you can. Standing split. Let's do it. Stay with your core engaged. Belly to the spine. Oopsie. Lower down. Find that strength on your front quad. And up. Oh yes. Almost there. Beautiful. We're moving into bridge. We did bridge slides. Today we're just gonna do almost like a hip thrust. So we wanna bring the hips up and down. So your legs are hip width apart. Your knees remain above your ankle, sorry. Lower down, squeeze up, squeeze your glute, lower down, up and down. Breathe through your belly. Relax your system while you're lying down if you can, as we have another set to go. Nice. All right, moving on to the other set. As you probably guys know, I'm building a 60-day yoga strength for yoga teachers. It's a kettlebell, sorry, I got a little bit dizzy. Here I am, squat kettlebell swing. Okay. So as I said, I've built a 60 days yoga strength for yoga teachers. It's almost at the end of his finishing line, so I'm just doing the finishing touches, and then it's going to be ready for you if you want to buy. It's on the early bird price, so it's super cheap and will never happen again. So if you want to level up the game and increase your strength, endurance and stamina, that's probably a great program for you guys. Anyway, moving on to courtesy squat to warrior 3. Start with your weaker leg, warrior 3, courtesy squat, warrior 3. So we're going to implement some of those exercises, but we're going to break them down and we're going to understand how to perform them and what do we need in order to perform them. For example, these exercises could be even further down. How do we achieve that while breaking the exercise down and divide it into small steps so we can actually achieve them and we can actually honor the strength of those poses within the practice. And as we become more strong within the practice, I always find much easier for us as yoga teacher to teach advanced poses, but also to be more confident in our own body, because unfortunately our teacher training don't teach us to build strength, endurance and stamina. And for some reason I always saw the gaps within teacher trainings, and I always thought I just want to provide what's missing in the industry, and that's why I've built the public speaking, the Elevate Your Public Speaking course, and also the 60-day yoga strength, because I feel that's a gap in the industry that for some reason I'm always driven to feel. Anyway, so we're moving on to squat jumps. Maybe we do a couple of squat to heel raise, and then we do 3 jumps. So that's our third one, and then we do 3, 2 and 1, and then again raise, down, and then a few jumps. Do it 3, and then again squat, heels raise, squeeze the glutes, squat, squeeze, squat and squeeze. Engage through the core as you're coming up, engage in the glute, engage in the core, and then a few jumps. 2, 3, and then up and down. Nice, guys. Really, really nice. Pistol squats. We're leaning against, well, we're moving and sitting down on the bench or on the chair. One leg in front of our hip. Stay completely engaged. Dorsiflex your foot. Up and down. Oh yes. My heart is racing. Yeah. Coming back is always a challenge. But that's what we're here for. For the challenge. 20 seconds. Last few exercises of the lower body sequence, moving on to our upper body, targeting arms, back, core, chest, and all that jazz. Moving on to the other leg, pistol squats. Let's do it. Up, lower down. Beautiful, guys. Oh yes. Find your breath within the movement. Oh yes. Build strength on your quad. Last one. Let's do it. Maybe one more. Nah. Nah. Let's take it easy. Deep squat with weight if you want to bring the weight into the occasion. Otherwise, without the weight. Toes out, heels slightly tucked in. Lower down to the floor. Up. If your hips doesn't allow you to go down to the floor, doesn't matter as long as you squat. That's what we're here for the squat. To build strength on your glutes, on your quads. Oh yes. How are you guys going? Almost there. Bear with me. One part of the training almost done. We're moving on to lunge to standing split after that. All right, 10 seconds rest, getting ready. Start with your weaker leg. Lunge to standing split, let's do it. Stay with your legs straight as you're coming into a standing split. Feel that opening on your hips. Whoa. Breathe in, breathe out. Synchronize the movement and the breath. All right, let's move into the other leg right away. Yeah, it's tough. It's challenging. But I don't want to be repetitive. That's what we're here for. I had to say it. It's becoming my mantra. We're here for the challenge. Let's do it. Squeeze the glute, raise that leg into standing split. Keep rocking, almost there, guys. Here we go, last one of the lower body. We're going into bridge, legs hip width apart, ankles underneath of your knees, coming up, lower down. Squeeze the glute, arch your thoracic, lower down. Chin to chest, lengthening through your spine. Release the entire trunk on the floor. And coming up, squeeze the glutes. Last exercise of the lower body sequence. We did 2 sets today, and that's the end of it. And then we're moving into the upper body. So if you're joining now, we're gonna have a couple of minutes rest. And while we're having a rest, we're gonna drink first, and then we're gonna warm up the wrist and the shoulders in order to move to the second part of our class. All right, let's do some warm up, some wrist warm up and shoulders warm up in order to move to the second set, to the second part of our class, which is the upper body, focusing on the arms, the chest, the core, the back. So, moving back to the mat, maybe bring your towel on the mat. So what we're gonna need in the second part of our class is 2 blocks. And that's it, just 2 blocks today. Amazing. As I mentioned before, you can find all the exercises on a PDF, week by week, day by day, on the link below the YouTube video. So you can always grab it there, and you can practice at your own pace, own rhythm, on fantasy, on creativity, with just the exercises there. You can work on a circuit, you can work on intense cardio training, as we're doing 50 seconds followed by 10 seconds rest. Otherwise, you can also do by repetitions or by the number of breaths. It's up to you. So having that download, it's much easier for you to build the training that you're more comfortable with. Anyway, let's warm up the wrist. So hands underneath of your shoulders. And then we want to do some nice rotations here. And then moving your hands sideways, and then moving from side to side. Also moving your hands to your body, and then shifting your body weight to your fingers as you're raising the top of your palms up. Coming up and down, feel that nice stretch on your wrist. Stay with your shoulders engaged. And then maybe one hand at a time, flip your hand, move the top of your hand on your mat. And if you can, follow by the other one, otherwise do one hand at a time. Maybe do some push-ups here. Some nice rotations of the wrist. I like to always bring my thumb in and the fingers wrapped around. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then on the other side as well, clockwise, Anti-clockwise, coming back into tabletop, doing some protractions and retractions of the shoulders. Just 50 seconds more, let's finish up. And then moving into downward facing dog, walk your feet toward your hands. What we're gonna start with is actually with the shoulder mobility exercise. Clasp your hands behind your back, chest up, look up. Moving down into Uttanasana, moving your shoulders away from your ears. Feel that nice engagement in your hands, so you really have your palms attached. And then maybe coming back up, releasing a little bit of tension on your shoulders. Clasp your hands, chest up, look up, and then lower down. And then coming back up, release the tension on your shoulders. And then hands beside your legs. We want to move your hands sideways. Yes, we're here, ready. And we want to raise one leg at a time. We want to stay with the core engaged by bringing the belly to the spine. And what we want here is to push the floor away, stay protracted with your shoulders, raising one leg at a time. Stay with your legs engaged, dorsiflex your feet. If you need a bit of break, you can always lower down and coming back up. It's your body, it's your journey, it's your practice. One step at a time, one breath at a time, one exercise at a time. No rush. Downward facing dog to chaturanga to upward facing dog. So, downward facing dog, moving into plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do it. Plank, shoulders over wrist, chaturanga, one straight line. Inhale, lengthen through your belly, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank, shoulders over wrist, chaturanga. Inhale, lengthen through your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Amazing. Let's moving on to bridge, one leg scissor. It's okay, so we're moving on to bridge. What we want here is to raise the hip up. So scissor, 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 and then maybe you're going to the side, to the side, to the side, and then you're having a bit of a break. So I always like to have my arms 45 degrees from my legs, and I want to come up and moving to the side, maybe once only, and scissor, side and scissor, side and scissor, coming up, lower down and rest in between. So up, scissor, side, scissor. Nice. Same thing, the other leg. Let's get ready. Woo, yes. Arms 45 degrees, palms flat on the floor, scissor, 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 and then to the side, abduction, abductions, abduction, and rest. Now we're gonna do just one each. So up, scissor, sideways, and release. Up, scissor, sideways, and release. Up, scissor, abduction, release. How you guys going? Up, scissor, sideways, and release. Few more. Up, scissor, sideways, release. Nice, guys. All right, moving on to half split. So we're going to bring the blocks into high settings. We want to bring one leg forward, and what we want is to slightly arch the spine inward as we raise the leg up. Engaging through the core, bringing the belly to the spine. If you can, pushing the floor away, you have that nice engagement on your shoulders as well. And then having also a nice engagement on your leg. What I like, the front leg, it's fully engaged by dorsiflex the front foot, and the top of the back foot is pressing down on the floor. Having that nice engagement really helps me to lift that leg. But also I kind of imagine to slide both legs away from each other. So when I'm coming up, I kind of imagine to slide the legs away. I don't know if it does make sense, but try. I'm sure it will at some point. Coming up and down, up and down. I know it's hard, we tend to always arch the spine outward to raise the leg up, but try to really bring that awareness on the lower back, arching the spine slightly in, and then having that nice engagement to raise the front leg. Dorsiflex your front foot, push the blocks away so you have a nice engagement on your shoulders as well. Engage through that glute as well, really helps me to raise that leg. Nice. Moving on to plank to Uttanasana. Normally we do the slide version. Today we do the gentle version, and we're going to go from downward facing dog to Uttanasana. So we're just walking. Downward facing dog. Sorry, plank to downward facing dog and Uttanasana. Having that nice engagement on your shoulders, always pushing the floor away. Great, guys. Moving on to the last exercise of today. So we're moving into straddle. The block, it's inside our leg. Point to flex your both of your feet, and what we want is to have a full engagement on the leg. We want to coming over, above and over the block and coming back, which is a great drill, great practice to press to handstand. Having that core engaged. Everything gets more challenging today just because we haven't been practicing for an entire week, but it's gonna come much easier during the next few days. So if you want to rewatch the classes, you can during the weekend. We're gonna have one more live class tomorrow, so please don't miss it. But also we have one more week to go, and then if you want to up level the game, you can buy my paid program, which is 60-day yoga strength. It could be for any yoga teachers that they want to build endurance, stamina, and strength in their practice and in their teaching, because endurance is not just a physical endurance, it's emotional endurance, mental endurance, vocal endurance, respiratory endurance. And while we build that physical endurance, we also train to the vocal, the emotional, the mental, and all that jazz. Coming up. Stay focused. Engage through the leg. Feel that strengthening on feel like you're strengthening your psoas. And that was our last exercise of the first set. And then we're moving back again into our first exercise of the set, which is Uttanasana, chest up, look up. Into Uttanasana, clasping your hands, moving the shoulders away. Feel that nice opening on your shoulders. Inhale, coming up, chest up, look up. Exhale, lower down, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. If you need to release some tension on your shoulders, you can release the grip of your hands and you can just rotate your shoulders a couple of times. And then again, clasp your hands, lower down, moving the shoulders away. Feel that nice opening on your shoulders. And that's it. Okay, Paschimottanasana, hands on blocks. And raise one leg at a time. So bring your blocks in between your knees and your hips. Hands sideways, push the floor away. Stay with your legs engaged, and when you're ready, lift one leg at a time. Dorsiflex your feet. Your neck is an extension of your spine. Breathing into your belly. Stay present. Try and notice if you're anticipating any moment. Simply come back here. That's the only moment there is. Even though it's challenging, but that's what we're here for. Nice. That was definitely challenging. Okay, we're moving on to bridge. So we're gonna go into one set. Arms 45 degrees, so Caesar, abduction, coming back, release, up, Caesar, abduction, release, up, Caesar, abduction, release, up, Caesar, abduction, release, again, up, Caesar, abduction, release, few more, stay with me, Caesar, abduction, release the trunk down, up, Caesar, abduction, release, Caesar, abduction, release. Nice. Moving on to the other leg right away, guys. Are you guys ready? Let's do it together. You're stronger than what you think. Caesar, abductions, release. Caesar, abductions, release. Caesar, abduction, release. Stay with your hips up as you're moving into Caesar and abduction, and then release. Up, Caesar, abduction, release, up, Caesar, abduction, release. Stay with me, stay strong, up, release, up, Caesar, abduction, release. One more, Caesar, abduction, release. I could sense it nowadays. So downward facing dog, chaturanga to upward facing dog. Let's do it. Shoulders over wrist, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank, shoulders over wrist. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Few more, stay with me. Nice. All right. Moving on to half split. So moving into the blocks, high setting, stretch one leg forward, dorsiflex your foot, coming up and down, up and down. Oh yes. Pressing into the back, top of the foot. Dorsiflex through your front leg. Squeeze that glute in order to have that nice engagement as you're coming up with the leg. Push the floor, actually the blocks away. And last one, moving on to the other leg right away. Get ready. Dorsiflex your front foot, push into the top of the back foot, and then moving up and down, squeeze this glute. Try to have the lower back slightly arched inward. Stay focused. Last few. Stay present. Nice. Very nice, guys. Plank to Uttanasana slide. Sorry. Yeah. Plank to Uttanasana slide. That's what we're doing. So plank. Moving the hands toward the feet. If you feel like sliding and you have sliders close by, you can simply grab them and do a slide instead. As I said, I'm going to take it very gentle today, as is my first day after a week of being sick. So I'm very happy to honor my body, and actually by doing that I want to take it very kind and gentle. Push the floor away, stay engaged through your shoulders. Nice. So we're moving on to the last exercise of today's class, which is the straddle pose. Oopsie. And we want to have the full engagement, and we're going to go over. Let's see if the high setting, yeah, let's do it. So we're moving into a high setting today. Let's see. Oh yes, having that nice engagement on the leg. Feel that core engaged as well. Oh yes, that's definitely challenging, but that's what we're here for. I knew it was coming, and you knew it as well. Oh yes. Having always the quad engaged as well. Pointing, flex those toes. Almost there, 4 seconds. You can definitely do it, yes. Last one of today, the straddle. Try to shift your body weight to your sit bones. That's a little bit more challenging, but you know what's coming. So this leg is definitely much easier for me. I have a stronger left psoas, because on press to handstand we need strong psoas, not just the core. Well, of course the psoas is part of the core, but in specific we need this part nice and strong. Ooh, yes. Bear with me. Almost there, guys. You've done amazing today. Oh yes. It's definitely challenging, but let's keep rocking together. together, and we done for today. Amazing, guys. Well, thank you so much for showing up today again, and to just simply do your best. And as I always say, your best changes every day. I like to share progresses, processes, and practice on YouTube. I train with you every day. I do my strengthening program every day. So if you want to follow along, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you know anyone that might be interested in strengthening classes, you can share it with them. I always like to make our community bigger, just to serve more people and to help more yoga teachers in the industry. So yeah, we have one more week to go for this strengthening challenge in particular. If you want to upskill and if you want to up level, I'm building the 60-day yoga strength for you guys as well. It's gonna launch in beginning of June, but I keep you posted. Normally the stories on Instagram are a great place for that. Anyway, I see you tomorrow, same time, 2:30 p.m. Sydney time. Ciao for now.